You'll find Singapore to be a bustling, compact city-state brimming with action and attractions to amuse the seasoned tourist, backpacker, family group and business professional alike. One of the main spoken languages here is English, and my first impression of Singapore is that it's almost like a smaller version of Hong Kong, but with less rush, cleaner air, tidier streets and, to my tastes, slightly more appealing food and hospitality. From the moment you touch down at Singapore's Changi Airport, you'll be impressed by the speed, cleanliness and efficiency of the taxi, train and bus services that will whisk you into the heart of the city. You can even watch the planes arriving at Changi Airport from the toilets. As you fly into Singapore, you'll see a large number of oil tankers moored in the harbour, which immediately makes the visitor aware of the fact that Singapore is one of the world's major crude oil refiners. While many impressive skyscrapers dot Singapore's city skyline, some of the engineering and construction feats here will dazzle you, particularly at Sentosa Island and Marina Bay. Sentosa Island is a mini island on the southern tip of Singapore. A heavily engineered cable car system will take you high up over the water for a spectacular view of the city. As your fan-cooled gondola glides you down to ground level, it delivers you to a tropical island playground. Here you'll find lots of eye-popping attractions that will equally engage and entertain both adults and children. The imposing sight of Singapore's merlion, a fictional creature that is half fish, half lion, towers over the park. The level of sophistication and ingenuity behind most of these attractions on Sentosa Island has to be seen to be believed. And if that's not enough, Universal Studios theme park is not too far away from here. As it lies 1.5 degrees north of the equator, it's always hot and humid in Singapore, and I soon found the occasional solid tropical downpour, which doused the streets and watered the green jungle areas, was not unwelcome. If you have an umbrella handy or can duck under cover, you'll be able to stay dry, but if not, you might get a little soaked. However, this can also be like a refreshing hosing down in all this heat and humidity, and besides, once the rain stops, your wet clothes quickly dry off. The old structure of the world-famous Raffles Hotel still stands bright, white and resplendent in Singapore. Established in 1887, the building was named after the founder of Singapore, Sir Thomas Stamford Raffles. Today it's surrounded by lush tropical gardens, complete with a huge fountain, functioning visitors bar cafe and quite a few high-class retail boutiques. And of course you are always welcomed by an immaculately dressed Indian porter at the main entrance. The imposing main entrance, recent extensions and a labyrinth of rear staircases still conjure up a strong and imposing presence on its original site. However, Raffles Hotel is now dwarfed by Singapore's tallest city office buildings and skyscrapers. Singapore's Orchard Road is world famous for being a very long, high-class shopping strip. It brags an impressive list of designer label fashion and premium fashion lifestyle product brand names. Orchard Road reminded me of a mix between Hong Kong's Nathan Road and Ginza, Tokyo's huge high-class shopping district. And like Hong Kong and Tokyo, if it suddenly rains, all the shoppers move underground. They then enter the sales boutiques via escalators in air-conditioned subways. Who isn't still a big kid at heart when the opportunity arises to see a large cast of wild animals in a well-managed and well-marketed jungle reserve setting? Singapore Zoo is just such a place. Located in Ang Mo Kio, north of the city, you have the option of a general admission, a basic entry ticket which I purchased. This enables you to walk around the circuit of ramps and walkways and check out a new animal experience around every turn and bend. Otherwise, you can pay a little extra and elect to go on an escorted mobile observational safari tour. The Marina Bay Sands Hotel Towers is a huge hotel complex and yet another of Singapore's incredible engineering feats. Perched on top of 3 hotel towers is the unexpected and unmistakable sight of a large ship. The bow part is actually Sky Park, an open-air viewing deck where paying sightseers can peer out over the side at the surrounding views of the city. The stern section is for hotel guests to enjoy the same spectacular city view while sunbaking next to or swimming in the top deck swimming pool. The Marina Bay Sands shopping complex below features a casino and a vast collection of designer label fashion retail stores. Visitors can take a sampan ride along the indoor water canals at the shops at Marina Bay Sands and enjoy being hand paddled in a beautifully crafted Chinese wooden boat. Adults and kids can also enjoy visiting a vast food court and try out the huge indoor skating rink. If you're after a refreshing change and a gear shift down to a more relaxing pace, then Singapore's Chinatown area takes you on a hawker's market vibe, with tons of stalls selling heaps of cheap souvenirs, clothes, t-shirts, bags, wallets, paper flowers, etc. The Chinese Heritage Museum in Chinatown displays the story of the courageous Chinese immigrants who arrived here to scrape out a new life in the 19th and 20th centuries. Chinatown is also the site of the decorous temple dedicated to the goddess Kali. First opened in 1827, it is Singapore's oldest Hindu temple. In the middle of all the selling action is a hawker food restaurant featuring a large undercover area where you can sit in the shade. With lots of fans blowing, you can cool down with drinks and eats galore at very reasonable prices. A riverside ambience makes Clarke Quay a place to chill out for a riverboat ride and or some great food with dozens of cafes, restaurants and bars to choose from. Clarke Quay is named after Sir Andrew Clarke, the second governor of Singapore. As the name suggests, the inhabitants of this part of Singapore are Indian. It's an interesting, earthy, vibrant ethnic area without the central city razzle-dazzle. Here you'll easily find a curry or tasty hybrid Indian-Asian cuisine, as well as shopping bargains for very moderate prices. Singapore's eastern side is where you'll find the Middle Eastern Quarter and the impressive Sultan Mosque in Kampong Glam. Completed in 1928, the Sultan Mosque has a magnetic quality with its breathtaking architectural design. It also has a magnificent gold dome that will amaze you. At the bottom end of Orchard Road stands the National Museum of Singapore. Not only does it display international exhibitions, but it also prominently documents Singapore's popular culture and history. The latter includes a major exhibit relating to World War II, a time when Japanese forces saw Singapore as a vital territory to capture and control during the Pacific War. Back in the central city area and up the top end of Singapore's Orchard Road, you'll find a popular spot for Westerners hanging out at a licensed cafe on the corner of Scott Street and Orchard Road. Across Orchard Road from here, you'll find the Orchard Iron Centre and, up on the 55th floor, the Salt Grill and Sky Bar, which features a panoramic view of the city as well as a fine dining experience. My table was literally butted up against a huge glass window pane on the 55th floor. From here I enjoyed a commanding view as well as contemporary decor and white tablecloths. From the moment I sat down, I had 3 waiters attending to me at once. Food here is best described as experimental/ornamental and perhaps even slightly daring. I chose a simple option of the multi-course set lunch menu and a nice Sauvignon Blanc. An entree sashimi was served on a slate platter, and a waiter returned to clean up and remove the crumbs from my bread roll making with a steel scraper. After that followed a tender sirloin steak, and then my scrumptious lunch was topped off with a dessert of the day and brewed coffee. Après eating, I walked straight from my table and sauntered up the viewing ramp to snap some pics as I wound around the perimeter of the 55th floor for a bird's eye view of the city and surrounds. In summary, Singapore for the tourist has a long list of attractions, too many in fact to mention here in this short presentation. I found it to be true that Singapore, the Lion City, has a well-deserved reputation for being one of the safest, cleanest and most reasonably priced places in the world for the holiday maker to visit and enjoy. It also caters equally well for the backpacker, family and business professional. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Smartphone Traveller Singapore. I'll catch you again soon. Bye.